Here's the quick rundown of today's top stories. Thursday, November 7th. Trump wins the White House in political comeback. Donald Trump was elected the 47th President of the United States on Wednesday. An extraordinary comeback for a former president who refused to accept defeat 4 years ago, sparked a violent insurrection at the U.S. Capitol, was convicted of felony charges, and survived 2 assassination attempts. With a win in Wisconsin, Trump cleared the 270 electoral votes needed to clinch the presidency. Meanwhile, President Ferdinand "Bongbong" Marcos congratulated Trump on his victory, expressing excitement about working together to strengthen U.S.-Philippines ties. Parts of Cagayan, Apayao under signal number 4 due to Typhoon Marce. Pag-asa raised tropical cyclone wind signal number 4 over parts of Cagayan and Apayao this morning, due to the ongoing threat posed by the approaching Typhoon Marce with international name Yingxing in northern Luzon. Pag-asa has warned that the critical period for northern Luzon will begin Thursday afternoon and last through Friday, November 8th. The center of Typhoon Marce is expected to make landfall or pass very close to Santa Ana or Camiguin Island in Cagayan province between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. on Thursday. At least 20 domestic flights were canceled as Typhoon Marce threatened northern Luzon with heavy rains and strong winds, the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines said. House quad-comm leaders file bill seeking forfeiture of illegally acquired foreign-owned properties. The leaders of the House Quad Committee filed a bill that seeks to enable the government to seize real estate illegally acquired by foreign nationals, particularly those linked to illegal Philippine offshore gaming operators or POGOs. House Bill No. 11043, also known as the proposed Civil Forfeiture Act, is a direct result of the Quad-comm's ongoing probe into alleged criminal activities linked to POGOs, such as illegal drugs and human trafficking. Marcos signs EBET Framework Act. President Ferdinand "Bongbong" Marcos has signed into law Republic Act No. 12063, or the Enterprise-Based Education and Training Framework Act, which aims to address the skills gap in the labor force and forge a more adaptable, future-ready workforce. In a speech, Marcos expressed confidence that the country's workforce will improve, as the EBET Framework Act will strengthen the workforce by focusing on upskilling and development. DILG orders mandatory evacuation in Marce-affected areas. The Department of the Interior and Local Government has ordered a mandatory evacuation of residents in areas prone to landslides and flash flood amid the threat of Typhoon Marce. In a memorandum, the DILG called on concerned LGUs to strictly enforce forced evacuations in adherence to the department's Operation Listo protocols in areas at extreme risk of flooding, landslides, and other hazardous incidents, specifically in northern Luzon. Philippine economic growth slows to 5.2% in Q3. The Philippine economy grew at a slower pace of 5.2% in the third quarter of the year, from 6.4% in the second quarter, primarily due to the contraction in the agricultural sector. The third quarter expansion brought the country's average GDP growth for the first 9 months to 5.8%, slightly below the government's target of 6.0% to 7.0%. National Economic and Development Authority Secretary Arsenio M. Balisacan said the decline in agricultural output was attributed to the impacts of the El Niño phenomenon, 7 typhoons, and outbreaks of African swine fever. Netflix drops title teaser for Stranger Things 5. Netflix released a teaser for Stranger Things 5, coming in 2025, marking the final season of the series. The teaser, viewed 1.33 million times in 12 hours, hints at one last adventure in 1987. The show, created by the Duffer Brothers, follows a group of kids in Hawkins, Indiana, as they uncover supernatural mysteries. In addition to Season 5, Netflix is producing a stage play and animated spin-off. Fans celebrate November 6th as Stranger Things Day. UK identifies 4 cases of new mpox variant, the first cluster outside Africa. British health officials have identified 4 cases of a new, more infectious variant of mpox that emerged in Congo, marking the first cluster outside Africa. The variant, which causes milder and less noticeable symptoms, has spread to 3 others in the same household as the first UK patient, who had recently traveled to Africa. The risk to the public remains low, though the variant's spread in Africa has led the WHO to declare a global emergency. Stay updated with the latest news. Visit our website at www.mb.com.ph or follow us on social media. Thanks for tuning in to the Manila Bulletin Daily Rundown.